Hi everyone, my name is John Meyer, also known as the AWS blogger, until otherwise told. So, recapping it, I think this is going to be the last episode in why I left AWS. And I think I've kind of captivated everything from the beginning of not knowing AWS and working my way through all, the AWS services and really becoming a bar raiser, in my opinion, maybe in my humble opinion or whatever. And, to really 2020 being the year. Now, everybody had their challenges and struggles within 2020, and I'm not minimizing any of that, but I want to look at some of the positives. During that time, I really found something in myself to become a self-proclaimed evangelist. Now, throughout 2020, I was looking for roles, something to join, but obviously because of evangelist at the time or developer advocate had to travel, there was no headcount for travel because traveling wasn't happening. So things were kind of frozen in 2020 and nothing was opening up. In 2021, early January, still, didn't start anything for Deep Racer, but I had a number of events planned in February and March. March 25th being the last underground event I was hosting. Right at the end of January is when, and I've kind of titled this one The Rise and Fall. And I think I want to change that one because I don't feel I fell. I think I really found myself and found out my passion. Now, I was trying to change roles. At the time, my boss said he was fully supportive of it. I really don't know. I'm actually a skeptic of that. And the reason I say that, and just kind of like jumping around a little bit, is I had a number of conversations. I applied for a number of roles. I even had a loop that I fully prepared for, and I knocked it out of the park. I had such great feedback on it, but they were not inclined. Something wrong. They weren't setting me up for management and, full on thing, but it was underneath my level. Not underneath it was my level for, getting there, which was an L5. Amazon has a leveling thing, which is really great. And it kind of sets perspective for them to grow. But I don't feel that I was fully supported. I think I was, in a way, I felt that, I don't want to say my manager wasn't helping me or advocating for me. I think my, manager at the time, or my boss, was really undercutting me in a personal, and this is just a personal feeling. I want to recap is that, AWS is awesome. Amazon is awesome in the services that they provide for cloud. And it's the top one with all of them. There's nothing against them. And when I say, when in one of these conversations, I talked about you own your career. You own the data points for your career. But your manager and Skip really own your career because they have to talk to everybody. So keep that in mind with that one. Always keep track of your data points and always find a leader, not a boss. A boss is somebody out for them or their Skip. A leader is out for you. I found one of those in the early ones, and I'm thankful to actually still have this person as a mentor for me. Now, which was really strange here going into it is that the only two people that gave me negative feedback was my boss and my Skip, because I ended up challenging them in a couple of aspects. My boss was always reactive to situations and never asking me what things were, how things were, and it became a very awkward conversation. I had a meeting with one of my partners, and my Skip was on there and one of the top level, and they basically, one of AWS's VPs was on this thing. And the feedback I got was I didn't talk technical. And I felt this meeting was more of C-level, and, it was for me to just kind of pay attention, take notes, and write things down. Well, I was told I didn't talk technical, so I reached out to my boss's boss and said, I'd like to set the perception straight. And, this person said it's really, is it more reality than perception? And I kind of took that, I was like, I don't think so. Let's talk. So I called them out on it and, professionally, and we talked about it and we were all on the same page. There's a lot of visibility on this partner at the time. And I think I created, my boss didn't know how to handle this. And it really created an unsettling environment because my partner, from my understanding, absolutely loved me and their things. Now, what was interesting is that my skip at the time said I didn't attend this partner meeting, and I'm like, what do you mean? We haven't had a meeting or a high level meeting in a while. Come to find out, this is January. Then I'm finding out that I didn't attend a meeting in September. I'm like, why am I hearing about this now? I actually took 2 hours, by the way, 2 hours of digging around the information, finding out that this meeting was at the same time that I had knee surgery, so I couldn't attend. And they didn't even care. I told them about it, like, okay, well, you need to attend the next one, which was really kind of strange to me, but all right, whatever. But I was on the next one. Amazon gives out your reviews, and it's no secret out there on how they review, and you can read all the articles, and I have to tell you that a lot of them are true in my opinion, because that's exactly how I feel and how I was treated here come to the end. And keep in mind, everybody who knows me sees all the work that I do and all the hard work that I'm working on, and realize that I got this review, end of the year review in March, by the way, which should have actually come sooner because it doesn't really, you're already 3 months into it. When I got this review, I got this little indicator that says, like, I'm basically, anybody who wants to hire me in another role needs to talk to VP, and it kind of like wasted my time interviewing for or applying for roles. I was just trying to get out of this management. It was really bad for me, really bad for my career. And I didn't feel supportive going to it. I actually felt like, my manager wasn't helping me. There was one special event where my manager really became micromanaged and wanted daily reports and then wanted full visibility into my calendar, and I denied it. At that time, then I got another type of review, which if everybody's aware of the processes and systems, I'm not going to actually call it out. I'm just going to try to keep things as vague as possible here, with unrealistic expectations. And I had a week to decide on my route, and I decided that I'm leaving. And rather than stress myself out, I decided that it's time for me to move on. It was the hardest decision for me, being that I love AWS. I love all their services. I wish I could have been an evangelist. Now, a lot of people are asking me, how come you didn't go to Deep Racer? Well, Deep Racer didn't want me. There was some roles, and because of manager and how things were happening behind the scenes that I had no awareness of, I was only told about some of these things through other management and not my boss, which was really where I say there's a boss and a leader. And I have to tell you that it was very tough. I actually, when I got this other review, I hit in motion a complete plan to knock out this review and hit all expectations above and beyond. I actually woke up, I think, at like 4 o'clock in the morning on Saturday after I got the review, and I put together this plan. I worked on it and had all these things in line. An example of an unrealistic thing is that we do not require any certifications here. Within the partner thing, it's great that you have them. Really shows your visibility. Last year, when I was high end on Deep Racer, I was going to go for my machine learning. And, my boss said, you need to get your machine learning in 2 weeks, your certification. I was like, yeah, I'm not interested anymore, but I'd like to go for my networking. I offered a separate one. I didn't pass my networking at SKO, and I wanted to reattempt it. And my boss said no. And I presented this to HR, and they fully backed my boss, which it doesn't make sense to me, is because it's not part of our requirement for the role, but you're making it in order for this review. And for there was other unrealistic expectations, but look at this, in 2 weeks. I don't want to say it's not possible. It's possible, but machine learning wasn't my passion anymore, being that, Deep Racer didn't want me. The roles in there, and I don't want to say didn't want me, but, it didn't work out. Let's just put it that way. And, nothing against them. They tried. There were so many great people on the team that wanted me, but it's all up to management. And whatever happens behind the scenes happens behind the scenes. And that's where you don't control your career. Okay. I decided with the unrealistic expectations and not having the support of HR and your career person and not backing me or helping you, that it was already decided from them that everything was going to stay, nothing was changed. So I was actually already had a family trip to celebrate my birthday, and I decided that I'm going to end it. And April 23rd was going to be my last day at AWS. And I said, that's it. I'll take this and I'm gone and leave. And I made that my last day. And I can tell you what, I for the last 3 months, I was waking up so stressful. I would wake up. I didn't enjoy work. I didn't want to really come to work. I mean, think about AWS and everybody wanted. I was having a blast in 2020, providing a lot of value. The statistics don't lie. The data points don't lie. And now my career changed. I am joining a new company, and I was going to announce it on these episodes, but you're going to have to wait here for the announcement. It might actually come out before this episode does come out, because I have an awesome recording happening with Jeff Barr in the next couple of weeks, which I will announce it there, and I'm just not sure on the timing. But you might have heard it previously in this podcast being called out, and I'm going to have a blast there because I get to do what I've been doing and really grow a number of those. I have no hard feelings to AWS. I do think a lot of their processes need to change. They are becoming more of a day two in some aspects, but they're always day one. They're not. They're an enterprise trying to be still a startup. And they need to be full disclosure. One of my things I was talking about with an HR is we believe in full transparency. They only believe in full transparency when it applies to them and when it works for them. But for you as the employee, yes, it doesn't. Always document everything, get everything in writing so you have it valid. But it is what it is. And I just wanted to get all this off my chest so I can move on to a new chapter in my life. Stay tuned when I do announce where I am landing. Everybody's going to be super happy, or at least hopefully. Now, granted, I'll still be doing AWS stuff. I'm still going to be creating content. We're going to have a lot of fun. Don't take any of this negative. As always, remember that you need to pay attention to where your career is going. If you're happy or not, you need to move as quickly as possible, because it does take time through the internal review process to move to other ones. And I hate to say it, but if you don't like your boss, you've just got to deal with it and make sure everything's good, because they ultimately do get a say for your career, so you don't own it completely. Stay tuned. Follow me on social media, on Twitter, on LinkedIn. Take a look at my website, the AWS Blogger, my YouTube, the AWS Blogger. I do love AWS's services. All the people that I have worked for, with the exception of Manager and Skip, I had a great time, and I stay connected to everybody. We're going to have some blasts here in the future. And, that's all I got to say. My name's John Meyer, and this is the AWS Blogger. Until next time.